and 1.
Rise and shine. 6 a.m. and your hand can't make it to the alarm clock before the voices in your head start telling you that it's too early, too dark, and too cold to get out of bed. Aching muscles lie still in rebellion, pretending not to hear your brain commanding them to move. A legion of voices are shouting their unanimous permission for you to hit the snooze button and go back to dreamland. But you didn't ask their opinion. The voice you've chosen to listen to is one of defiance. A voice that says there was a reason you set that alarm in the first place. So sit up, put your feet on the floor, and don't look back, because we've got work to do. Welcome to the grind. For what is each day but a series of conflicts between the right way and the easy way? 10,000 streams fan out like a river delta before you, each one promising the path of least resistance. Thing is, you're headed upstream. And when you make that choice, when you decide to turn your back on what's comfortable and safe and what some would call common sense, well, that's day one. From there, it only gets tougher. So just make sure this is something you want, because the easy way out will always be there, ready to wash you away. All you have to do is pick up your feet. But you aren't going to, are you? With each step comes the decision to take another. You're on your way now, but this is no time to dwell on how far you've come. You're in a fight against an opponent you can't see, but oh, you can feel him on your heels, can't you? Feel him breathing down your neck. You know what that is? That's you. Your fears, your doubts, and insecurities all lined up like a firing squad, ready to shoot you out of the sky. But don't lose heart. While they're not easily defeated, they are far from invincible. Remember, this is the grind, the battle royale between you and your mind, your body, and the devil on your shoulder who's telling you that this is just a game. This is just a waste of time. Your opponents are stronger than you. Drown out the voice of uncertainty with the sound of your own heartbeat. Burn away your self-doubt with a fire lit beneath you. Remember what we're fighting for, and never forget that momentum's a cruel mistress. She can turn on a dime with the smallest mistake. She is ever searching for the weak place in your armor, that one tiny thing you forgot to prepare for. So as long as the devil is hiding the details, the question remains, is that all you got? Are you sure? And when the answer is yes, when you've done all you can to prepare yourself for battle, then it's time to go forth and boldly face your enemy, the enemy within. Only now you must take that fight into the open, into hostile territory. You're a lion in a field of lions, all hunting the same elusive prey with a desperate starvation that says victory is the only thing that can keep you alive. So believe that voice that says you can run a little faster, and you can throw a little harder, and that for you, the laws of physics are merely a suggestion. Luck is the last dying wish of those who want to believe that winning can happen by accident. Sweat, on the other hand, is for those who know it's a choice. So decide now, because destiny waits for no man. And when your time comes and 1,000 different voices are trying to tell you you're not ready for it, listen instead to that lone voice of dissent. The one that says you are ready, you are prepared. It's all up to you now. So rise and shine.
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday. That's right, today is Tuesday, October 26th, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, October 26th, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. Hey, we are counting up to the 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. And as we do, there has been many hours of deep reflection, for sure. What's up, Jeff, the entrepreneur? How you doing, Annette? Many hours of deep reflection. Typically, most of those hours for me, they come in the morning, right? Wake up at 3 a.m., or today I should say, woke up at 3 a.m., went downstairs, grabbed my hashtag Rise and Grind planner like I do every day. And at the top of the hashtag Rise and Grind planner, there's always a quote or there's always a quote or a Bible verse or something like that. And it's submitted by actual Rise and Grind members, right? Members of the Rise and Grind crew, the Rise and Grind people that watch the show, so on and so forth. And so I went downstairs for my reflection time, my gratitude time, my goals time, so on and so forth. And I opened up my planner, and there was a quote in there from Ron Whiting. Ron Whiting is one of our members, been a member for a while. And golly, Ron, man, I can't tell you. These 3 words that he put on that went on this page were the 3 words I needed to hear today. That's for sure. And maybe you do too. And those 3 words, all it says is, champs don't quit. That's it. Champs don't quit. Now, I don't know about you, but there are plenty of things going on around me in my life that quitting would be a lot easier. That's for sure. But champs don't quit. Champs don't quit. You know, I've been reflecting on this thing, hashtag Rise and Grind. And I got to tell you, man, Rise and Grind has been an incredibly surprising movement. Like, I never anticipated that it would be such a far-reaching and impactful experience. I just thought I'd go live from my closet, maybe inject some motivation, some education, some inspiration into the world. I didn't expect all the other stuff. Like, each new development along the way, over the last 4 years we've been doing this show, every time something new or excited happened, like, you know, when we grabbed a homeless kid off the street and you guys all poured into him and got him a job and got him back on his feet. And next thing you know, he was at my house having Christmas with us, and then he got sober, and then he met a girl, and then him and that girl recently got engaged, and now he has a house, right? Like there's so many stories like that in this Rise and Grind group, so many stories, and each new development along the way, it's always been, to me, it's always been incredibly emotional and just incredibly astonishing, right? Like, some of the things have just been incredibly astonishing. For those of you that are a little bit late to the party, you got to go back and watch previous episodes, man, or just go onto my Facebook and watch some of this stuff. I mean, crazy things have happened over the last 4 years. Stuff that cannot be described in like human terms, in human words, right? Can only be described as a divine hand. It's the only way. The relationships, the connections, the bonds that have been built. Astonishing, man. Absolutely astonishing. I mean, if you think about it, it started as one thing. And then over the course of the last 4 years, hashtag Rise and Grind, this show has drastically evolved. I mean, drastically evolved. From a ring light in a utility closet, right? To the full-on studio that we have today, right? I literally drive from my house 15 minutes at 4 o'clock in the morning to my studio. I open the office, which is crazy, right? I come upstairs, I come in, I turn on all the lights, I pop into my studio, right? It's got people's names on the wall that have signed the wall, all the different people that have visited the studio over the last couple of years, their names are on the walls. these big light setups and multiple cameras and different angles, and there's 2 iPads and 2 sound mixers, right? Like it's, you know, it's crazy, right? From a utility closet and a ring light to a full-on studio that I drive to every single morning. And then the show itself went from a couple of car guys and girls, which is basically what we started with, from a couple of car guys and girls to things like the Twang sisters, right? The Twangs became a thing. How astonishing has that been? If you guys don't know the Twang sisters, you need to know the Twang sisters. They're amazing. Or the Ball family, right? Sarah Ball. What an interesting and amazing addition to our family Sarah Ball has been, right? And even Heather. We got to experience Heather Parody for 6 months, which she'll be at the Grow for God conference. So I'm super excited about that, right? And then literally hundreds of thousands of other people that we've connected with and been able to share their lives with, right? Carrie Lynn Carter being one of them, right? Liza and Scott and then the entire CMA team, right? Sean Jones, the Sankeys, Josh right? So many thousands of people worldwide. It's evolved from this 12-minute show, which the first show was 12 minutes, by the way. And that was a dragged out, like knocked down, drag out 12 minutes just to get it to 12 minutes, right? To luckily now you're lucky if I can get this show under 35. Some of you are probably like, I'd like it better if you'd go back to the 12. I get it, but I'm just saying, man, it has evolved from a 12-minute show to a lucky to get it done in 35 minutes. It's also evolved from a very sleepy-eyed, bad sound show with frustrating connection to a very wide-eyed, great sound, and lighting's pretty amazing. And then, of course, we still have frustrating connection. I have paid for the most expensive, high-speed, fast internet that a human being can buy in this state. But yeah, we still run into connection issues over on the Facebook side or y'all know how it is. It has evolved from a phone going live to a full production. I have Wirecast software that we've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for production. All the different cameras that I mentioned earlier. We have an account with something called Video Blocks. And Video Blocks is how we get all these, B-roll, all these awesome videos that we get to show in the Facebook production of different families and different people and so on and so forth. We get all that from Video Blocks. We also have something called Soundstripe. We have an account with Soundstripe, and Soundstripe gives us different music and sounds and drum beats and so on and so forth. And we have 2 sound mixers, right? You can see a couple of them, depends on which angle we're looking at here on the camera. Those of you on Instagram get to see that every day. We have 2 sound mixers that mix all the sound. I have 2 mics, as you can see, 2 Shure mics, right? One mic's going to, Shure is S-H-U-R-E, by the way. One mic's going to Clubhouse. The other mic's going to Facebook. I've got this massive gaming computer that you guys can't see. Dude, it's freaking huge, dude. Like, it looks like a computer from 1980 because the thing is so big, so massive, multiple terabytes of hard drive space. It's the fastest stinking computer that money could buy. Like, it's massive, dude. I don't know if you knew that or not. But really, 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 really powerful computers are still really, really, really huge. So it's evolved from a phone to all of those things. And around that, the company has evolved as well, right? 3 full-time employees, multiple part-time employees as well. We have multiple streams of the show that go out, on in the Rise and Grind group later, 8:30 a.m. We've got the stream that goes out here. It goes out to YouTube, goes out to podcast, right? Multiple streams. We've had tons of celebrity interviews over the last 4 years, which has been really cool, interviewing the Ed Miletts of the world and the Grant Cardones and different professional athletes and whatnot has been really, really, really neat. Of course, we've had live events like you guys, some of you have attended before, the hashtag Rise and Grind Summer event, Grow Your Business for God's Sake in Nashville, Tennessee. We've had Hustle and Grind Con events in the automotive industry. We're getting ready to have another event next weekend, right? Live events. Then it evolved. It went from a camera, a phone in a utility closet, to planners that we've now sold tens of thousands, right? Into the 10 plus thousand, not tens of thousands, but into the 10 plus thousand planners that people are using every day. No snooze, no phone, gratitude and goals, physical activity, sending out encouraging messages, right? They're using their planners. They're writing down what they're thankful for, their gratitude, their goals. How incredibly, how awesome is that? To me, that is just astonishing to think. It's just astonishing to me to think that there are hundreds of thousands of people that have been impacted by just what started as a phone in a utility closet. It blows my mind. And then there was the ebook, right? The Morning 5 ebook, which has now been downloaded nearly 100,000 times on the Morning 5 ebook, which is amazing. And then, of course, t-shirts and hats and hoodies and coffee, right? We've sold all kinds of Rise and Grind products and distributed them literally all over the world. My wife kept giving me so much grief because we'd be shipping stuff to Australia and whatnot and only charging $8, right? But even custom Rise and Grind shoes, man. I had a kid in California make custom Rise and Grind shoes and send those to me. I wear those on speaking events, right? Because it's just incredible. I mean, this entire evolutionary process has been tremendous to be a part of so far. And I'm even more excited for the evolutionary process that we are going to continue to go through moving forward. So I want you to think about that word evolution real quick this morning. Like, what is evolution? And why is it so incredibly important? We're going to dive into that today here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show? Hopefully I got the right music playing over there. Probably not. Nope. There we go. That's better. All right. Hey, for those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where if you haven't done so already, I need you to hit that share button. All right? Because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So if you're on Facebook, share it out. Instagram, share it out. Those of you on Clubhouse, hit the plus sign, bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Just go ahead, hit the plus sign, start touching some people. I'm doing it right now. Ping, 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 right? Just go ahead and take some time right now. Invite some of your friends, your family members, people you like, people you don't like. Anybody that's on the Clubhouse app right now, they should be in our room, hanging out with us, getting poured into, okay? So invite some people into the room. I would greatly appreciate it. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. How you doing, Joyce? Great to see you. What's up, Sean Jones? Thanks for the stars, my man. I appreciate you. What's up, Emily Gowler? Great to see you. How you doing, Mr. Mike Hayden? Good morning. Tabby Negrit. Good morning, Dana Fishbean. I'm glad you're here today. Good morning, Daryl Ziner. Great to see you as well. Patty Frudenberg. Good morning. Jamila Ball Allen. Good morning. Kimberly Hatfield and Marcus Ellis. Great to see you. What's up, Janice? How you doing, Marion Ann Washington? Good morning, Amy Kennedy. Good morning, Brad Smith and Vicki Everett. Good morning, Jojo Laricia. Oh, 1,000 stars from my boy Doug Thurston. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate you, bro. I really, really do. Can't wait to see you. Good morning, Natasha Smith. Good morning, Beverly Richardson. What's up, Jeff the Entrepreneur? Good morning, Debbie Wood and Bradley Silver. I also see Fab Realtors in the building. Michael O'Brien, good morning to you. What's up, Jacket Not G? Great to see you. Or Jack Kit Not G. The Instagram ones always crack me up. The real Marlena Thomas, great to see you. And of course, over on Clubhouse, all the peeps hanging out over there. What's up, Kelsey? Great to see you this morning. How you doing, Kate and Janice and Dr. Renat? What's up, Shannon and Dr. Rowe? I see my boy Tim's in the building. I also see Funme. Is it Funme? I'll have to talk to you here in just a little bit. What's up, Jan? Great to see you and Dr. Elizabeth. I see Sheila and Patricia, Coach Isaac. Patricia, I sent you an email this morning. I apologize. I don't know how it happened, but let's get rescheduled. Jackie-Sean, good morning. Great to see you. What's up, Terrence and Michael? John Paul Gidry's in the building. What's up, DQ? Pleasure to see you. And Suki and Stacy. Renee Nor's in the building. Armando and Lily and Brian and Megan. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so glad you all chose to be here with me today. What's up, Tim Depp? I also hope you will choose to be with me live in person next weekend. That's right, it's next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend we will be celebrating the 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind, followed by the Grow for God conference that is going to be absolutely spectacular. Amelia Antonetti in the building, breaking it down. Her, Heather Parody, if you guys remember Heather, she was a part of this show. She's going to be breaking it down. Like, it's just going to be... I know you've heard it 100 times. I don't need to tell you. Go to growforgod.com and get your tickets. That's what you need to know. Growforgod.com, get your tickets. If you can't join us live, go get your virtual ticket and go ahead and get that sucker now. Fair enough? Fair enough. All right, let's go. Evolution. Let's talk about it.
Good morning, Glenn Lundy. It is 5:30 in the morning. I want to see who else is up and who else is grinding.
Go out there, chase those visions, live a life where you thrive, not just survive. Hashtag rise and grind.
The evolutionary process, right, has been tremendous when it comes to this group and this show. So let's define evolution. What is evolution defined as? Evolution is defined, thanks Chris, I appreciate that. Evolution is defined as the process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought to have developed and diversified from earlier forms during the history of the earth. You got that? Is that definition, is it a little too early for that? You haven't had enough cups of coffee? Because that was pretty scientific. All right, now let me give it to you in layman's terms. This is also the definition of evolution, straight from Webster's. It's just a second definition. The gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. Now, I think we can all agree the show, hashtag Rise and Grind, fits that definition. It has definitely gone from something simple to a more complex form, right? I think we can all agree. But what about the man? The show's evolved, but what about the man? That crazy dude, Glenn Lundy. Has he evolved too? But look, I'm going to be honest and raw and real with you guys right now. When I started the show, I still like stayed up late sometimes. I was able to stay up, keep my eyes open a little bit later in the day than I now can. I can't, when it comes 11 o'clock, baby, it's bedtime. I don't care. But I used to stay up late. I was doing well when I started this show. I was at Dan Cummins, Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealership in America. I was the general manager there. I was leading the charge. I was in great shape. I really was. I was working out every day and leading my team. And I would come home, I'd leave the house at 6 in the morning or whatever, and I'd get home at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then once I got home, I would have dinner as my family all was in bed and asleep, and I would eat dinner. And then sometimes I'd stay up and play like video games or something, man, not often, but every once in a while I try to get into that Call of Duty thing or, some type of games. I don't remember the name of the games, but I used to play some video games. I really did. And, I was present when I was home, with my wife and my kids. I was present, but like I wasn't super connected with the kiddos, to be honest with you. Like maybe with Savannah and Joel a little bit, but I wasn't like super connected because it was hard for me to be super connected with the hours that I was carrying, right? I don't want to say the hours that my job demanded. It was the hours I demanded of myself within the job, right? There was nobody telling me that I had to leave my house at 6 in the morning and that I had to come home at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night. Nobody told me that I had to do that. I made that choice, but that's the choice that I made every single day. It's what I knew and understood was required in order for me to be successful. And so I was connected with my kids, right? They knew they had a dad. I was present, but I wasn't necessarily deeply connected. Like my daughter Meredith, when I used to come in from anywhere, like if she was awake, she would just reach out her hand and just give me a thumbs down. She literally would for years. Anytime I'd walk into the room, she'd just thumbs down. It broke my freaking heart every time. Everybody else thought it was a joke. Everybody else was laughing at it and whatnot. Dude, I was heartbroken. My wife understood I was heartbroken. But the kids would laugh, right? Because Meredith was just giving me a freaking thumbs down. But she was just keeping it real, dude. That's all. To be kind is to be clear. She was just letting me know how she really felt, right? And I was killing it on social, at the time. I was definitely killing it on social for the dealership and as a person. And I definitely was making an impact, right? We were doing things like Dan Cummins Deeds that was making an impact and going out and giving, gift cards in the community and obviously giving back and supporting baseball teams and so on and so forth, right? Like we were doing that, and I was live streaming the Saturday morning sales meetings. I would live stream those every Saturday. I'd have a meeting for my entire team. We'd have about 80, 90 people in the room, and I would have a meeting, and I would live stream that sucker right out there, and hundreds, if not thousands of auto industry people would watch those live stream meetings every single Saturday, right? And so I was doing good. I really was. I was doing great in a lot of ways. I was like, my life around me was pretty great. I wasn't necessarily great, right? Like I was good, but I wasn't great. And I can only say that now because hashtag Rise and Grind, this show has forced me to look in the mirror every single day and to face all that I am. Like no excuses, no BS, right? Like you can lie to everyone else, but you know when you're lying to yourself, don't you? Like people say it all the time, don't lie to yourself. How can how can you be lying to yourself? And you can convince yourself of things that aren't true, but deep down inside, you know when you're lying to yourself. You do. When you come out and you're like, oh yeah, I'm giving 110. You know you were lying. You know you could give more. You know it. When you're like, yeah, I'm all in. You know you still got 1 foot over there on the shore, or you still got the safety net. Like you know when you're lying. You know when you're full of it. Even if it sounds good to you and everybody around you, you know. But when you look at yourself in the face every single day, because this is what I see when I go live. I see Glenn Lundy every day. I see my eyes. I see my eyebrows. I see my 5 o'clock shadow. I see my belly if I've got one. I see my studio. I see me live in the flesh every day. And in the beginning, that guy that I saw live in the flesh every day, the words that were coming out of his mouth weren't necessarily 100% aligned with his actions. Talking about being a good dad, talking about being a good family man, and walking in the house and getting a thumbs down every day, right? Talking about how the importance of leaving it all on the field, giving 110% every day in your career. And some days I'd come up about 60, 70% short, right? Looking at myself every single day as I speak in real time has created a no BS environment. You can lie to everyone else, but you know when you're lying to yourself. I am stronger now. Like I am stronger now. I have mastered sleep. I am a master sleeper. I go to bed on time. I get up on time. I beat everybody up. That's how it works. I get up before everybody else. I don't know anybody that gets up before me. I win. I've mastered sleep. I am stronger now. I can deliver a 30-minute keynote off the top of my head, right off the cuff, like nobody's business. I am so much stronger now than I was 4 years ago. My family is so much safer now. And my relationships with my kids are strong. And when I say my family is safer now, if something were to happen to me tomorrow, not only would there be revenue streams that would support my family going forward, but also the people in this room, I guarantee you my kids and my wife will never go without. Guaranteed. We always got somewhere to go. They always got somewhere to go, right? I am stronger now. My kids freaking love me, dude. Especially Oakland. Oakland's my girl, dude. She's the queen of the house. But listen, I'm stronger now. I have learned tech, like the tech side of things. I'm pretty technologically savvy when it comes to the world of live, and I'm learning audio and plan on being the absolute freaking go-to expert in the world of audio experiences, because I feel like audio is the new video, right? I'm stronger now as a runner. I can freaking run miles, dude, which is crazy. I could never do that before, right? I'm stronger there, which has also made me stronger mentally. Like, I'm stronger now because I now know, get this, here, take this note. If this is the only thing you hear, here's why it's so important for you to evolve, right? Glenn, you're talking about yourself. Well, I'm hoping you see you through me. I am stronger now because I now know how much more I'm really capable of. You see, I'm stronger now because I see me, a creator, powerful beyond measure. I'm stronger now because God shines through me. And people around me see it and they feel it. Evolution. The gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. It's such an incredibly beautiful thing. Hashtag Rise and Grind started January 6, 2018. Look at what all has happened in less than 4 years. And here's why I get even more jacked up and excited. Because on January 4th, 2021, okay, look at how this works. Like, I can't even believe it sometimes. January 6th, 2018, first episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. January 4th, 2 days earlier, a little bit ahead of the game, but 3 years later, we did the first episode of Breakfast with Champions. And we took a tremendous leap, dude. And that's kind of how evolution works, right? It's this gradual process, but all of a sudden you're there, right? My kids grow slowly. We never see them growing, but they'll walk out of the room one day. I'll be like, dude, you're taller. They're like, what? I'm like, you're noticeably taller. They'll walk over to the wall. Boom. Sure enough, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches taller, right? They're like, dang. That's how evolution kind of works. You don't see it, and then you see it. And we took a tremendous leap with Breakfast with Champions, dude. January 4th, 2021, we had our first episode of Breakfast with Champions. Now, Breakfast with Champions, for those of you that don't know what the heck that is, Breakfast with Champions is hashtag Rise and Grind evolved. That's what it is. Breakfast with Champions is hashtag Rise and Grind evolved. Breakfast with Champions is the next chapter. You see, Breakfast with Champions adds more voices, not just Glenn. Breakfast with Champions adds more interviews, right? Not just Glenn. Breakfast with Champions adds more self-audits, not just Glenn. You see, Glenn went through this whole process looking at himself every time he speaks. Now we got 80 folks in the Breakfast with Champions that are now going to go through that same process. They are going to evolve. As the words come out of their mouth, their life is going to have to start to adjust and to align so that they can stand up proudly without lying to themselves or anybody else and say, yes, I am a champion. And if you remember at the beginning of today's show, 35 minutes ago, since I can't go 12 minutes anymore, I can't even seem to go 30. The quote that was submitted by my man Rod Whiting was, champs don't quit. That's right. Champs don't quit. And that's what we're building. Champions. It started with Rise and Grind. Now it evolves to Breakfast with Champions. So imagine with a January, that's right, no cap. Imagine with a January 4th, 2021, just fast forward to 3-4 years from now, when we look back and we're going to talk about how Rise and Grind started January 6th. 3 years later, Breakfast with Champions was January 4th. And we're going to have some big celebration the beginning of January 3-4 years from now, when Breakfast with Champions has reached out and 10x'd, as Grant Cardone would say, everything that we've been able to do in the Rise and Grind world, now taking it global and expanding it out to where we're all evolving into those champions that never quit until the mission's complete. The mission of helping people change the way they start their day. The mission of making sure people feel seen, heard, and significant. The mission that ultimately this whole thing was about from the very beginning, which is helping you and others to see and understand that you are loved, you have value, you have worth, there is greatness inside you. You are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. The absolute best. Not an average version, not a little bit above average, not a little bit below, but the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. So let's do each other a favor from today moving forward, shall we? Let's stop lying to ourselves. And let's give it everything we've got. The next chapter of hashtag Rise and Grind is going to make the last 3 years look like child's play. As God continues to move and work through me and you together in harmony, we better be careful. We might shift this thing off its axis. The earth itself better watch out. Because all of humanity will be enlightened to the greatness that exists inside of you. And that, my friends, is going to make a massive impact on this planet. Listen, if you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. There's a bunch of them up there. If you want to talk about this for a little bit more, meet me over on Clubhouse. We'll chit chat over there. If you haven't got your tickets yet for our amazing event next weekend, please go do so. right now. Trust me, this is the dawn of a new revolution in what we're doing. You've been a part of this journey. You've come this far. Don't quit. Let's keep going together. Rise, evolve, impact together. Hashtag Rise and Grind. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world. It's so alarming. I hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind.